I was 7, a good-looking guy my mom brought home gave me a box of mangoes. That same day, my dad watched me eat those mangoes while he signed the divorce papers. After that, he jumped off a building. From then on, I couldn't stand mangoes. Just thinking about them made me feel sick. So on my wedding day, I told my wife, Clara Hayes, that if she ever wanted to divorce me, she didn't need to say anything. She could just give me a mango. She hugged me tightly and didn't say a word. From that moment on, she avoided mangoes too. 5 years into our marriage, on Christmas Eve, her childhood friend, Daniel Brooks, placed a mango on her desk. She immediately cut ties with him and fired him from the company. That was the day I knew she was the one for me. 6 months later, I came back from overseas after closing a $1 billion deal. At the celebration dinner, Clara handed me a drink. I was halfway through it when Daniel, the guy who got fired, walked up behind me with a smug smile. "How's the mango juice?" he asked. I froze. I looked at Clara in shock, but she was trying not to laugh. She told me not to be mad, said Daniel wanted to prank me. She said she didn't give me a mango, just juice. Then she said something else. She said he was right, that I was being ridiculous about the mango thing, that I seemed to enjoy it just fine. I didn't react. I kept my face blank. Then I lifted my glass and threw the rest of the juice in her face. After that, I walked out. Some things aren't jokes. Mangoes aren't. And neither is divorce. Mr. White, your stomach is reacting to stress. You need to stop eating things your body can't handle. Next time it won't just be pain. You might end up needing surgery. Stay here tonight for observation. Also, have your family come pick you up. After the doctor left, I sat there quietly. I had worked 39 days straight overseas for that project. I had just gotten back home. I never thought that the drink Clara gave me at the celebration would end with me in a hospital bed. I opened our WhatsApp chat and started typing. Then I stopped. Something didn't feel right. I looked closer. It was still Clara, but her profile picture had been changed to a green mango. While I was staring at my phone, she called. Her voice sounded cold. "I'm home. Where are you?" I didn't answer. Before, I would have just let it go. Pretended nothing happened, but tonight I had nothing to say. She got impatient. "Enough, Jason White. How long are you going to keep this up?" I paused for a second. "I'm at the hospital." She went silent. She never really cared about my health. She probably didn't expect that drink would actually put me here. Then she said she was coming right away. I didn't want to see her, but I didn't have the strength to leave. Time passed. The doctor came in 3 times to check on me. Clara never showed up. Right before I fell asleep, I checked my phone one last time. Daniel had posted on Instagram, "Every time I get hurt, my princess shows up right away. Life's good." There was a photo. Clara was putting a bandage on him. Daniel's profile picture had also been changed to a yellow mango. It looked bright, but just looking at it made me feel sick. We had known each other for 10 years. Clara always understood my boundaries. She had been in business for years. She knew how to keep distance from other men, but now she kept crossing the line. Fine. If that's how things were going to be, then we were done. And that $1 billion deal I had just closed overseas, she didn't need that either. That deal could decide the future of the company. The next morning, Clara didn't call, didn't text. Strangely, I wasn't even angry anymore. After the doctor confirmed everything was fine, I left the hospital and went straight home. A 5,000 square foot villa we had paid off last year. 7 years ago, after graduation, we lived in a basement. We shared instant oatmeal. 5 years ago, when we got married, we ate street food and bought a tiny cake. Now I was standing alone in a huge house. I thought I'd get used to it. I was going through the divorce papers my lawyer sent me when Clara walked in. She smelled like men's cologne. Clara had sensitive skin. She hated perfume. That was why for 7 years I never used anything scented. Even my shampoo was fragrance free. I guess those rules only applied to me. She saw me sitting on the couch with my tablet. She hesitated. Then she explained. She said Daniel got drunk at the dinner last night and fell. She said she took him home. It got late. The drive was long, so she stayed at a nearby hotel. That was why she didn't come to the hospital. I nodded. Then I canceled another partnership on my tablet. Okay. She looked confused, like she didn't expect that reaction. She stepped closer and looked at me. "It's Saturday. Don't worry about work. I'm taking Daniel to Paris for a trip. Do you want to come?" 7 years ago, on my birthday, Clara and I took a $5 photo at a night market. It was one of those cheap setups with a fake Eiffel Tower in the background. She told me that one day when we had money, we would go to the real Paris and take the same picture again. Years passed. Our house got bigger. The company kept growing, but she got busier, and there was always an excuse. She would say the company was at a critical stage, that as the CEO, she couldn't just leave and travel abroad. She asked me to understand, so I did. I stopped bringing up Paris, and I focused on work instead. I helped her build the company step by step. But now, for Daniel, she suddenly had time. I opened another email from a client. 3 people is too crowded. I'm not interested. Clara looked relieved. She said she would grab her things and head out. She told me to get lunch on my own, and that we'd have dinner together later. Then she mentioned something else. She said this partnership was important for expanding overseas, that the media would be there on Monday for a press conference. She said I had always wanted to stand next to her in public. That Monday would be my chance. She told me to be ready. She paused for a moment, then she smiled and said she would introduce me properly this time, that she wouldn't let Daniel interfere again. I glanced at her. I knew this was her way of making up for what happened before. That was fine. Canceling the Urencia deal would take a few more days anyway. Announcing it during the press conference would be perfect timing.